Hello, welcome to the Peggle 101 Masterclass. This is Lesson 1. I thank you all for attending. I thank you all for coming here. I appreciate your enthusiasm to learn about this very in-depth, complicated, and honestly daunting task. It definitely takes a lot of courage to even attend a class like this. So, what is this class? Now, this class is more of a holistic approach to Peggle, and I understand that a lot of other scholars, a lot of other Peggle enthusiasts in the fandom will tell you that really what you need is a very targeted approach, but I think it is much more valuable, and take it from me, someone who's very talented at Peggle and very hot, that a holistic approach to this game is way more important than any sort of exact approach could be. You know, that's forming an optimal play style for however you're intending to play the game, whether that's score or blackout elimination of all the pegs, whatever you want to do. However, this course will not include speedrunning, and I'm sorry for those of you who came here to gain knowledge for speedrunning, but unfortunately that's not a part of my skill set as of now. And also, if you are a beginner at Peggle, then this is not the class for you yet. This will cover intermediate to advanced techniques. So if you cannot beat the campaign on your own, or you have not beat the campaign on your own, I recommend waiting to come back to this course next year. It is very important that you know the essentials of Peggle, and that's not just knowing what the game is about. That's having a fairly decent understanding of the physics engine, of what each character does, of how to complete levels. And honestly, you're not going to be able to get that until you complete the entire campaign without any sort of assistance. All right, the bare necessities. As said in the hit Pixar film, The Jungle Book, he said, "Jungle Book, you're a fucking asshole." And honestly, I think that's something we need to take to heart, not just in any sort of talent we're trying to develop, but also just specifically in Peggle. I feel like it's a very applicable statement. Sorry, I have lung cancer. So playstyle. What are you looking to do? That is probably the first question you should ask yourself when taking this course. And chances are, if you are taking this course, if you came in here, if you came into this classroom, you know what you're wanting to do. You're wanting to play either more efficiently, more competitively. You want to get a higher score. You want to be able to black out the board more efficiently. It really all comes down to what you're wanting to do, except for speedrunning. I don't teach speedrunning. Go fuck off somewhere else for that. And the second topic that I want to address today, and this goes into more of lesson 2 or lesson 3 ideas, but it's character choice. The thing about Peggle is that there is a very loose meta. There is no set character for each, task. That's what really makes it. It's really a thinking man's game, and that's what really contributes to it. Is that you could take any character and complete any challenge, and do it just as well. It really depends on how you're planning to do it. Obviously, there's some characters that might be better suited towards certain tasks. For instance, like Claude, if you're trying to get a high score, having higher combos, being able to generate more balls, that's always something that you can do with Claude's abilities. But that's also determining the map. If you're on a map which is very vertical, then Claude might not be your best option. Uh, but then again, if it's how you can play the game, and if you know how to play Claude on those maps to a very high degree, then who is anybody to say that you shouldn't play Claude on those maps? And that's just an example. A lot of people come to me all the time and they ask, which Peggle character is the best? And that's just not a question I can answer. I can say what works the best for me. I can say what works the best for friends of mine. I can say what works the best for other competitive players. But I can't I can't say what the definitive best character is. However, a general rule of thumb which you can go by is that when in doubt, it's usually a good idea to pick Warren as, if you're looking for score, you can triple the score with his spin. The Magic Hat is almost always useful, no matter what type of map you're on. And also, he just has other abilities from other characters that you can pick, or get a chance. You can pick it, but like I said, that's more lesson 2, lesson 3 ideas. So when in doubt, choose Warren, but that's a very blanketed statement. It's really all up to you. Setting goals is probably the first major step you should take in this course. Since this is just the first lesson, set a goal for where you want to be by the end of this course. As we go along, we can break that up into smaller sections. Where do you want to be by lesson 4 when you're on lesson 3? And even further along, like, where do you want to be a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 10 years from now in your Peggle career? Setting goals is one of the most important parts of staying consistent with Peggle. But like I said, this is the first lesson. There's a very good possibility that this is your first Peggle course, especially your first Peggle Masterclass. So, really, where do you want to be by the end of this course? And also realize that might not be realistically possible. You don't know yet. Try and eyeball it for now. Because you can always adjust it later. You might not be where I was, a year into my Peggle career, or a week in, or whatnot. Because I'm very talented at the game. I am very skilled. I'm a professional. I'm a competitive player. I'm very hot. So you might not be where I am. So, I have lung cancer, I'm sorry. So it's important to set a realistic goal, but also make it more realistic as time goes on. Peggle, as I said, it's very much a cerebral, intellectual game. And you might not have that capability to, progress as fast as I did, or as your classmates are. And that's okay. It's never too late to be great. But it's also just important to set a realistic goal for yourself. To not disappoint yourself, but also to have something to motivate you, to have something to work towards. All right, thank you for attending this first lesson. I hope to see you all again soon. I feel like this is going to be a great year. You guys are a great class. If you have any questions about that syllabus, see me afterwards. Um, we'll go into lesson 2 fairly soon, and hopefully we'll be actually starting to get into some of the more basics of Peggle in terms of intermediate play. Okay, so again, thank you, and I hope to see you all soon.